at least, as first couple picks for them will be very indicative of what they go for, and it's going to be the Gragas again. We said still flexibility. I said that I would like to see Gideon pilot this one, but maybe trying to throw a wrench into the works for WE.
I'm just surprised at how early they're taking this in draft, because when you're taking this early, I feel like you're not only saying, hey, it's flex, you're also saying, hey, we want to take it away from the enemy team. When, again, WE haven't played it all that much. You've had one game from Biubiu and one game from Heng on it, but they feel confident they are going to go towards the Varus. We saw in the pregame interview, Lwandy highlighting that Wink having a lot of options that he can play down in that support role as well. Even things that we didn't talk about in game one, things like the Annie, still like very crucial. Ashe obviously made it through the draft, and she's still someone we see here and there. So for IG, you're going to have a lot of options. WE now.
I want to see them go with the Lucian Nami. Let's go, please. Please, ego.
They will.
Please, let's go.
I don't even really think it's much of an ego. It's like, you know, other than the Lucian Nami, what are you really going to go for? I mean, I guess you can go for some kind of like Jhin plus X lane to look to answer, but I really feel like for WE, you rely on Hope to be one of the big carries, to be one of like the stars on the team, and not someone who's playing more of a supplementary and like utility role for the squad. So nice pickup now for IG. Are we going to get to see into the creativity that was just spoken about? Doesn't seem like it is now the Nautilus locked in, so at least going to give Wink some more agency. Not only for the engages in 2v2, if now you want to have Gideon player on that and set up for a stronger 3v3 with an engaged support, but also potentially opening him up to have more impact on the map, is you're right. Huh.
Sorry, that was maybe Seraphine comes
no,
out.
no, I was honed into my point. I'm glad that you pointed that out, because I don't miss Seraphine in bot. I miss people like Angel bringing it into the mid lane. Angel, Mole, those guys. The good times.
We have a team in NACL, the tier 2 for NA, that runs Seraphine bot lane. It's kind of hilarious. But I do want to see the kind of focus here in at least the second phase, because you do have that potential roam heavy support coming out of Wink. The connection with Gideon, super important. And we're seeing that solo lane honed down, especially in the top side. The Sion, the Cassante, the Fiora as well.
Yeah, taking away a lot of these weak side options to not allow Biubiu to just skate through lane and then have, you know, impact in the team fights, but also the Fiora off the table. I wonder where IG will even want to go with this. I mean, we still have things like the Jace opened if they want to go that way and kind of like play the range game with the fact that you have a Varus, you can link up a Jace with that quite well, and then you have some disengage from the Gragas. Of course, when you have YSKM, you're always looking at things like the Camille as potentially a threat that can come on through, and a lot of it's going to come down to a question of, again, where this Gragas will go. Since IG have been using as a flex between mid-jungle, you would expect it to be YSKM's pick that can come through here and then, you know, again, save that Gragas, like, flex for pick 5.
I would really, really want to see something more stable here, but okay. So it is going to be the Renekton for YSKM. Maybe not as stable, but definitely a lot of fighting power, and WE is now on their last 2 picks.
I'm a bit surprised Renekton coming out. It's actually YSKM, first game of the split on it. Kind of interesting to see how he's able to. I guess it could still go to the mid lane. We've actually seen Dove play this twice. So now for WE, I would love it. Just get Shanks in on his tried and true pick. Was a Cassiopeia main before his time in the LPL. Has stayed a Cassiopeia main even with his time in the LPL. Even though he's at a 50% win rate on it this split, 2-2. He actually has an 11 KDA on the champion. So, you know, it's showing when he gets his hands on it, he does quite well. And WE seems like they're not going to care about the fact that there have been 2 bans towards tanks on the top side. Get Biubiu on something stable, on something comfortable, and just play around your strong carries and your strong names in Hope and Shanks.
Yeah, the at least team fight potential still pretty much there. I love here the iteration with Lucian Nami, getting that Cassiopeia, that late game that will just be pumping out sustained damage, and you have that leeway now for WE, whereas I feel like IG didn't with their comp last time. We do get the Irelia, though. You highlighted at the beginning of picks and bans. Should be going over to Dove unless we get that switch up.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to be for YSKM, right? We've highlighted that he hasn't really been the Renekton player. Dove has been the one to be able to bring it out.
I was wondering, you know, I was like, who did he go learn Renekton from? That was my biggest question. Like, maybe you never know, because this guy does try to learn some lessons from some pros.
Also, even matchup rise, Irelia always been used as a counter into the Gnar, look for those aggressive all-ins while he is in mini form, and just have such an easy time of being able to get on top of him. So you're going to be looking at, I think, what should be a bit of a mismatch in the two solo lanes. Like, for Renekton and mid, you're very quickly trying to get to a point where you can just, like, walk up, clear the minions, and just ignore the Cassiopeia, because the Cassiopeia will just be able to whittle you down with her range, and especially with that E, deny the slice and dice with a W. So where for IG, as we said, it's going to be about that top lane focus. Bot lane, I think, should be less of an important factor in this game, but when you have Heng playing so well around that bot lane in game number 1, I wouldn't be surprised if W just once again pivot to that. Let Shanks win in the 1v1, have Heng play around Hope and Lwandy, and hope they can find the same success that they did in their first game.
Yeah, maybe a little bit different, though, as that late game, maybe, I guess, scaling with skill, as we like to say, for the Lucian, but especially opting into the early game, trying to get a 1-2 kills down there for Hope, making sure that first item spike comes cleanly, and then pouncing on that. But as we hit the rift for the second time of our Super Saturday here in week number 8, it's WE versus IG.
For IG, going to be keeping your eyes on YSKM. Not only for the lane matchup either, as we said, should be quite good. You're going to want to see Gideon playing around top lane a lot, but not actually making it in as our observer highlights. But think about, like, once we get to mid game and like team fights, like YSKM, you're running into like Maokai ultimate, you know, point and click of Twisted Advance, Shanks throwing down his W, throwing down his ultimate, a tidal wave from Lwandy. It's going to be so hard for YSKM to get involved. It's going to be very important for him to find flanks. Gideon's casks are going to be super pivotal, because if you can isolate a target with one of those and give like YSKM a chance to be able to jump on top of them and just single them out, that's going to be crucial. So I feel like burden of execution on IG, to where for WE, it once again doesn't feel as hard. You have great scaling damage, you have a great front to back, and you have lanes that you're able to play around early on.
Well, I really want to see Gideon on the Gragas. He's playing the Predator Gragas, so we'll see how that kind of goes, or especially once he gets that quick back off for the boots, trying to get involved early on. See how the lane goes down here, though, for On and Wink. Have that aggressive pull into a very stable bot lane of Hope and Lwandy.
They've already done a nice job of proccing the Guardian, so that shield is down, and that's why we can see if Wink and On were able to find the hook, as Wink's been angling for, they would be able to get off a good bit of damage.
They do a little bit more. Poke that Hail of Blades, doing some work for On and Hope. Already burning the cleanse, at least. The ignite coming down afterwards, so the damage sticks.
At least having Lwandy to be able to go for the sustain, you always want to try and find a bit more, but that's why IG's still looking for the aggression to go in and punish these low health bars. Again, really nice trade by them. Proc the Guardian early on, wait for that to go down, look for the all-in, and get the trade coming through. So for IG, at least having a better time in these early levels the first time around, and we're going to see if... I love how we highlighted it's going to be about topside for this game, but look at where Gideon's already coming down. Hug's already hitting over.
We got a 3v3!
It's going to be a 3v3.
All right, we'll see what Gideon can do here on this Gragas. Doesn't have those boots, but Hope trying to bait them out here. Gideon does take the bait. Wink does as well. That was a flash, but immediately as Heng comes out of the side, they pull off and actually kind of ships in a night here.
They even tried to look juicy. Hope dashed forward incredibly early into that one. YSKM.
Uh-oh, Biubiu. Uh-oh, Biubiu. Uh-oh, solo kill for You Should Know Me.
Getting the passive and the Conqueror stacked up, following through with the flash and the W, and able to make something happen. This is why you fear YSKM when he gets these champions, especially when he gets them in such hard counter matchups where he's able to succeed. So, for bot lane not able to work, but YSKM makes it work all by himself. No. We see the Gnar timeout, and not able to get away with the hop. Stun still connects. And again, YSKM stacking up the passive, running him down, goes with the Q, and the flash gets another auto off straight into the W. Beautiful stuff from YSKM.
Really, really good stuff, and a nice bounce back again, looking for IG. On the bot side. Oh, Gideon trying to get that flash play, can't do it. Hope dodging out nicely. Should be actually Heng looking for this, though. Yeah, the bubble connects here as well. Gideon has no way out. The damage is there, and a response from WE, and it goes right to the bot lane, but it's Heng that finds the pressure, and they should be able to push this in now.
Different Gragas player this game, but still same result. Go for the flash engage, not able to connect onto Hope, and it just leaves it so. Oh, we gonna potentially get a dive? Doesn't look like he uses health bar. They weren't able to chunk his health bar. Yeah. We said before this game there'd be a mismatch in the soul lanes. Wait, a mismatch is on as well. Hope finding it onto On.
Oh my goodness, this is chaos.
What is going on?
This is crazy. Is our game to a T. And another kill goes down. Gideon gets his own.
5 kills in 5 minutes. You know what? Hysterics, thank you for having me wake up at 5 a.m. to cast this game. As my God, both teams finding opportunities to punish. Weak now?
Oh,
okay.
He actually didn't get the double stop. We'll look back though at this probably roundabout carousel of a replay.
Look at this man with his sidesteps. Like, sidesteps,
yeah,
he didn't need the flash to dodge out on Gideon, so it's flash now, burn, and they buy enough time for Heng to get in. Lwandy with the bubble now that there is no mobility available for the Gragas, and they're just easily able to take him down. I bet we're gonna go straight to a different replay, aren't we? Nope. Thought maybe we'd move over.
We didn't get that whole series of events. It's okay. It's okay. We can get it back another time maybe. But especially
no, I don't want that.
where
I hate when we go from replay to replay, and then during the second or third replay, something's happening on the map, so we have the corner
Are you not
screen.
like a carousel? Are you not like a carousel person? Do you not like to go round and around?
I don't like to have to talk for 5 minutes straight. So I'll be real with you.
Well, you shouldn't
I
be
like
a play-by-play in the
voice.
LPL because sometimes you get to talk for a long time.
I do get to do that tomorrow, though. Tomorrow,
you do get
Jamada
to do that
and
tomorrow.
Lyric. I'm going to say it right
goodness.
now. I'm calling us Jamiric. It sounds sick in my mind.
No, that was the worst one that we came up with before the series.
Which is why it's the best one.
Well, IG looking to take this dragon here. Should be able to get this one as WE actually looking to contest themselves. No big item spikes coming through, but you do get that Predator Gideon, maybe a little bit of extra damage. WE actually the ones moving in to start taking the dragon. Should get another 4v4 here. TP's not available, so it's literally just this. What we got in front of us. Dove trying to get a flank, does have level 6 over the wall with the dominance, trying to get onto Hope, but he can't find it. He's getting a little bit lower. That's a petrifying gaze for wonders as IG will be chased down by the WE kill team. And that's a immediate dragon for WE.
I said Shanks, I was about to say Petrifying Gaze is going to be the key decider in this fight. That's actually why you saw Dove trying to go for that flank. Not able to find it, or I guess Taylor does find it, but WE find him now. Dragon in pocket. They're going to get a huge trade onto On. Doesn't turn into anything.
I didn't know that snakes could kill crocodiles that easily. That's a fact. I'm like a biologist, I would say, like an amateur biologist.
Like, those articles of like the 20 foot long anacondas in like Indonesia, yeah. Those things are terrifying. We're going to see here, Dove wanting to find the flank, pinch him on 2 sides, so Petrifying Gaze can't just like take everyone down on your team. Problem is, he gets stunned by Heng, leaves it so Shanks can save his Petrifying Gaze for the other members to prevent them from walking forward and following up, which then just allows for WE to find the 2 kills. So, yeah, you don't mess with the anacondas.
All that Dove wanted was to stun Hope. That's all he wanted. And then realized, like, I'm not in range, so here you go. I'm going to turn around and try to get something back. But it is the kind of dissection of WE in the team fight, or at least dissection of IG.
It's pythons, Mazel. It was pythons I was thinking of.
Well, anacondas also do eat large things.
They're huge, but I gotta say, it's actually really sad. You go and you find out like these like stories of like 15 to 20 foot pythons like actually devouring people, and it's like, dude, what?
That's terrifying.
What kind of exactly? So like, I just wouldn't be surprised about it. You know, I could read an article about them, one of them eating like a lion or something, and I just wouldn't be surprised.
Well, right now it's a crocodile live in front of you, so. Do we need to call National Geographic or?
We do. Is you know, we came in today. We were talking before the series of like, hey, you know, IG, you know, potentially going to make their way up to their 8th series win and then get them in a really good spot for playoffs. With WE in their home arena in front of a home crowd, showing us why they have so much potential. Like 3 plates, the 3rd plate about to go down for Hope and Lwandy. They are rich. They are stacked.
On and Wink don't really have much to say under this tower here as well. We do see Gideon hovering here, though. He does have Predator. They get a bit aggressive. He is there to respond, but WE just now with the advantage they have can play kind of reserved.
Yeah, it is. I feel like WE especially have been the team that they're the friend you play Monopoly with, and they somehow roll Park Place and Boardwalk on like their first 2 go-arounds.
It's like, yes, this is fun.
Or they get Park Place, and then they roll a 2 and they get Boardwalk as ult comes through.
Cask onto 3 there. It does separate a little bit. The Nature Draft did connect in the end, but not going to do too much. On getting some decent poke back. Let's have a sapling that runs in from behind. But IG actually dissuade WE from further push, and they have their Rift Herald. Maybe they get a little bit more for On.
Yeah, so they're going to be able to do that. Both Hope pretty low, and no mana on either Hope or Lwandy, so the recall is going to have to come through, and the Gale Force now being picked up. So with that, it guarantees the charge going over for IG, so that'll be some nice gold in their pockets. And now it's going to be about if WE can use this bit of a power spike they have. Shanks, you need to be careful, my dude.
Does need to be a little bit careful. Misses the Petrifying Gaze, putting some damage down, but the at least the flash comes out because Gideon is seen right around the corner.
WE, like again, having Rod of Ages, having Gale Force online, this should be a point of power for them over the side of IG. So hopefully they can start utilizing this quite well, as they've still done a pretty good job of keeping on vision control. Like look at IG's bot side jungle specifically, 2 control wards placed, so they'll have a lot of information on especially where Gideon is, or even if Wink wants to go for any roams towards like mid through his own jungle. So information game, I think, still going to be in favor of WE, even if IG have done a better job about getting their own vision this game.
I would say so. It's still though, like when you periodically take a look, it's WE finding so many wards in good places, so that like they can play aggressively on bot lane. They know where Gideon can be coming from, and a lot of that information being communicated, it seems like, across the board for WE. Now we do have a dragon coming up in 50 seconds. Wondering if WE use some of this advantage, but like we were saying, they can kind of play a little bit more reserved now.
Yeah, able to kind of tone it down a little bit. And, you know, Dragon's going to be up in about 35 seconds, so I feel like we can start seeing angling towards bot side once again for WE to set up for that one, because they should feel incredibly confident about a fight coming off now with Shanks' ult coming back up. The one thing they have to be careful about is Shanks has no flash. So that can actually open up an opportunity for IG with all the CC they have coming online, because that's the one huge difference this time, right, is like Nautilus Hook, Nautilus Ulti, Chains of Corruption, Dove's point and click CC, you have a Gragas, you have so many ways to lock down these members of WE and punish them.
Ooh, that's a culling. Wink goes right in for the engage, unable to do some more, but the tidal wave does so much, and Hope with the Gale Force, but Wink flashing away. The piercing arrow, not enough. Gideon trying to get involved, has the cask, but Shanks was closing the trap here. I'll be able to get Wink some more damage there, but actually WE moving out in front of the dragon. They take it so fast here with these first item spikes. You just got to be careful about the re-engage for IG.
Yeah, the bot lane just too low. I actually feel like Heng could have, I mean, Heng definitely could have killed on there with the roots connecting if he just walked forward. It seems like them having more respect and putting more fear against Gideon coming in and potentially finding Hope. So Hope did have both summon, like I believe his flash was even up at that point, so I think maybe W could have gotten a little more, but going with the stability, going with the safe play of just guaranteeing the Dragon's privacy here. Cullen comes out, very aggressively going forward and allowing for a huge trade onto the Lucian. And look here, right? They get the roots down. Heng here can just keep going forward and maybe take a turret shot, but you definitely be able to find that kill, but not wanting Gideon to come in, and I think wanting to follow up on Shanks going for the clap. So maybe thinking they can find more with the pinch they have coming through than had they just gone for that single isolated kill.
Yeah. And I know I was calling it an ego pick earlier, but it is just so awesome to see Hope and Lwandy pull the Lucian Nami out that IG struggled to pilot last game, give resources to it, and we're seeing Hope pay off already even in the early game on this pick. And it's such a good thing to see, because when we were coming into this, we were like, maybe they just play reserved in the bot lane. We aren't seeing that here, but also a little bit of aggression mid lane. It's just a kind of a flexibility from WE late in the season I like to see. Maybe they need to be a little flexible here, though. The snake isn't flexible enough because Shanks is staying alive, and he's still going. The fangs are still sinking in. That was the third kill for Shanks. He goes golden, though, on lining up a piercing arrow, gets the kill himself, and IG get a couple responses, but the bubble connects. Here comes Hope to slam the door in Invictus Gaming's face as the triple knockup comes through. It's a nice little pity prize at the end.
It was a
and
2 for 2
YSKM
though.
getting a side lane tower. There was a fight top.
Yeah, YSKM fighting the solo kill. We haven't gotten to talk about top lane because there's been so much happening on the opposite side of the map. But huge CS lead for YSKM. He's been whittling down at those chair plates and now able to find another solo kill, able to take Biubiu down and open up the map even more. Biubiu now going to have to play in a really long lane. It's going to feel very awkward for him as we see Biubiu able to dodge out on the stun, wanting to find a bit of a return trade. But this feels just so overzealous.
Oh my
the fact
God,
that
he
he still
just
has
melted.
he with the ulti up. Yeah, just... I believe also already had Blade of the Rune King online at this point, just able to keep running him down, wanting to try and get that return trade in, but you got to respect the ult, you got to respect the fact that the Q is still there for YSKM and not give those types of opportunities over.
And there's still that item discrepancy. Blade of the Rune King had already been completed, but Biubiu was not able to complete his on the way back. Now we do see WE taking this Rift Herald, so continuing to get these neutral objectives and maybe even piling a little bit more gold mid lane into Hope. But Wink is on the roam, and the team from ING are looking for picks.
And I feel like for IG, this we have to start pivoting and putting more resources to your Irelia. We can see Gideon wanting to do that. All in on making this Irelia as strong as possible quickly. Biubiu.
About to have Gnar, though. This could be a little bit tricky. Gideon with the Predator, though, does a lot to Biubiu. We will get that Gnar pop. Gideon trying to shepherd him back to the tower. The Gnar comes out, cast back. YSKM should be able to chase this one down as the Rift Herald have been spawned in mid lane, but Biubiu will give another kill over to YSKM, and that's 3 now.
He bought a lot of time. It's about if WE can get the second charge, which... not even going to go for it at the end of the day. Actually, Heng's trying to get it. Yep.
Wow.
Been able to manage it. Had they been able to push down another turret, I think that would have been huge as well. But trades coming out on both sides of the map. With what YSKM's been able to do, IG are still the team with a slight lead.
See if WE can maybe use some of this lack of pressure mid lane. Stepping forward was on. That was a mistake. He misses the chains and Hope guns him down.
On, not even having a chance to respond with the flash. The engage just comes out so quickly from WE to punish. And it really is a battle of mid-bot versus top lane for IG. The problem is you're getting 2 people ahead as compared to just 1. I guess the disparity is how far YSKM is getting ahead as compared to the other 2. But 2 items now built up for Hope. 2.5. Caulfield's Warhammer now in pocket too, so... I'm
and there's
really
a dragon in 40 seconds, my man.
Exactly. That's what I want to see. How IG approach this one, because this would be sole point for them. Do they try and bring YSKM? Do they try to find the flanks? So we talked about all the tools that make it hard for the Irelia to walk
wants
in.
it. All right, just delaying the back from YSKM here. Yeah, he does have to be very careful. Soloed! Shanks! 800 gold right in those snaky pockets!
Let's be real. We saw I wanted to get an assist, but that was all Shanks in that one. E doesn't connect. It really feels like that is the thing that bites YSKM in that scenario because Cassiopeia just has way too much DPS to be able to contend with. And now should be a very easy time for W to look for this. Angling over Shanks' TP so he can get here incredibly fast. Can IG buy enough time for YSKM to join in? We haven't talked about it. Can YSKM even find an angle against so much zone control that WE bring to the table?
I think the answer is no, but actually delaying the fight till YSKM comes up here. I thought WE might just commit for it. The Wink engage goes wide, change of corruption used. Cass comes out, YSKM, he's TPing on the other side, but his team's gonna be gone before he gets here. The bubble connects, and already 3 members down for IG.
WE just taking to them again, the home arena buff coming on through, able to take the fight once again, getting on an incredibly early soul point. They just feel so strong. I like the draft that they brought out today. It's been so consistent, playing around their strengths, enabling it on the map, great vision control. WE have seriously just looked so solid in this series.
Yeah, they really have, and now they're looking for a dive onto Dove. Shanks cleaning up that blue buff, and the engage comes through. Knockback doesn't connect, but Shanks is on the long con here. Tries to get the petrifying gaze. The miasma doesn't slow him up, but he's still chasing him down. The burn is not going to be enough. The poison rather is unable to poke back some damage, but this will be an outer tower going to WE.
Sad for IG. We were talking about early season, started off strong. the mid-season resurgence, able to come back. We're going to see here. I mean, I don't even know if there's really too much to
This
look
is
at.
insane.
W just spams him down with the E's, Cogter completely stacked, and just runs him down, able to use that ultimate to make sure that Irelia isn't able to jump on him in the end, which allows him to come through. And then here, having, you know, a slight window where they have the numbers advantage, they go in and on, once again, getting chunked so early. Biubiu finds an avenue. Heng able to go in with the flash boost in advance to make sure on goes down. And then by the time YSKM comes in, it doesn't even matter. Dove getting separated from the fight too.
Yeah, I hate to nitpick, but a lot of the engages going wide for IG just continues to put them in such terrible positions. In a terrible again. Hope melts them down, and there's just no hope right now besides YSKM for IG.
And maybe he finds it. It looks like they potentially should be able to get this. Biubiu doesn't flash.
Gnar in the wall. The tower starting to do some work on the top, and Biubiu makes it out.
But look at this. W going for the Baron. And when you have a Cassiopeia, you burn Baron incredibly quick. They got to keep Gideon from being able to get in the pit.
All right, tidal wave used preemptively as well as the Nature's Grasp. Hope will play aggressively. They're moving to top side.
Mazel, I feel like in that scenario as Gideon, you have almost no chance of getting in that pit. You have almost no chance of getting that Baron. But you full send it. You see our team is down. We aren't getting anywhere. Sure, YSKM's winning, but guess what? You're going to have to fight for an Infernal Soul in 2.5 minutes. Like, it feels almost impossible. You need the Hail Mary. You need to go for the full send. This isn't the LPL if we don't have the full send.
Yeah, he's hoping for his teammates to maybe full send as a team. There's a lot about coming to defend this top side tier 2. Baron still alive, at least the buff for 2 minutes and 20. That's why YSKM starting to stack up, trying to find some distance. Can't do it. Who will be able to pull back from this?
IG trying to find a way back to this game. They found a way back to the split after they really just started getting pummeled so many games in a row. I don't like. Getting these replays is cool because we didn't do that to see what happens, but there's no like sick outplays here.
Oh no, he hit it. He hit it. Okay.
The side step hope was nice. That was clean.
It was, and WE are cleaning up this game at this point.
You know, I don't know if like you were coughing or something, or like trying to catch your breath for that pause, but I feel like that pause sums up the IG experience perfectly.
No, I was thinking a long breath for it. I don't know if you could hear me.
That was perfect. That was actually perfect. That kind of sums up the state of the game for IG. Is
it really is. That's the beautiful thing for WE is we're going to see On probably die again.
Oh
okay, he's just gone.
Hope
is just hitting Control Alt Delete on his programming just can't fit. We do get the push into the 8-hit, and what a resurgence for WE. As we said, they need to finish the season strong. They've already gone through the hardest opponents. All they have is wave left. This is a hell of a start to that strong finish.
Yeah, they're going to go look for it.
That's an engage tidal wave. Gideon's already gone. Nature's Grasp as well. Look how much AoE CC they have. And the bangs from Shanks have arrived in the party. As a double kill goes over, and now YSKM with one last ditch effort for IG. He has to flash immediately away. Some poke from On actually. Shanks is still cleaning the back line. Nobody will fall just yet from WE. And the final push comes in. They'll go to 6 and 7. And they continue the streak into that strong season finish for World of League.
WE push into the top 10 with this win. Very manageable schedule ahead of them with teams like LGD and NIP left, very realistic and maybe even favored to make it at least to 8 wins. Weibo in there as well. Again, a team that is very much defeatable, very much mortal, can even potentially end on that coveted 9 wins, be in playoffs. And if they can keep up this form, if they can, I hope Lwandy looking so strong. Shanks, like, again, this guy being the piece that has been with WE since the start of his career, starting off in 2020 when he was on that academy team, keeping strong. Like, this is a team to watch. This is a team that even the pieces that might not be top of